All right, Dolphin fans, boy, oh boy, here we go. Here we go. If you would have asked any of us, really, at the beginning of the season, if we would have taken the idea that you beat the Ravens and you beat the Bills and you get the #1 seed, I think we all take it. Is there a spider on here, or is that a... let's see. All right, I'm not cutting that out. All right, so look. So Tua has a thumb injury. Mostert is out. Waddle is out. I don't know if Holland is playing or not. We already know about everything else that's going on with the injuries in the offensive line. Don't care. We've got plenty of depth in terms of the running backs. Jeff Wilson Jr. is rocking and rolling, ready to go. He is fresh. All right, Chan is still going to be able to do his thing. And you guys know I have a special affinity for Chris Brooks. I've been asking about him, asking for him. And he's going to get an opportunity today. So we have to see how that goes. And Chase Claypool, I mean, here you go. I mean, this is why we got you, right? An important game on the road, late in the year. One of our best wide receivers gets injured. The knock on him is never going to be his talent, right? So from what McDaniel says, Claypool has been an exemplary example. I almost butchered that word. I kind of did. Doesn't matter. Claypool's looked good to McDaniel, so he thinks he's going to be out there a little bit more today. And we're going to need him because without Waddle, you don't want to make Tyreek do everything. I'm sure the Ravens are basically going to try to take Tyreek away and make us beat him with somebody else. If Tua continues to find Smythe over the middle, I like Kyle's idea. I know McDaniel's never going to do it. It doesn't really probably fit this offense, but wouldn't it be some kind of fun if we lined up with the 2 tight end set with Claypool as one of the tight ends? That will kind of throw them off a little bit. You never know. I expect McDaniel to be on his A game, but on the other side, Harbaugh, obviously one of the better coaches in the league. So we have our work cut out for us today. This is one of those games where we could play a damn near perfect game and still not win. What do I want to see out of this game? Obviously, I want to win. But besides that, let me play a good, clean, tight, physical, close game. I want to prove we belong with these guys, okay? I do not want the narrative to be after this game that Dolphins cannot play with the rough and tough teams, right? We didn't look great against the Bills. We didn't look great against the Eagles. We kept it somewhat respectable, but we're also a different team this time of the year, especially the defense has gotten a lot better as the season has gone on. And the last thing I'll say is, at least now we know if the game comes up to the leg of Jason Sanders, we feel comfortable and confident there. Dolphins, hasn't been a lot of times. I can't remember the last time. I mean, I'm 52, and I cannot remember the last time the Dolphins had the top seed in their hands this late in the season. I'm searching the memory banks. 2008 with the Wildcat year. I know we won the division, but I don't recall being in line for the top seed. I don't know. We were 11-5. That doesn't usually garner the top seed. So at worst, it's been since then, and I can't remember the last time we were looking at the top seed. So stress, but fun, stress. All I want to do at the end of this game is say Dolphins win and Merry New Year. So you know how the Buffalo Bills can never quite reach their potential because in those most important moments, Josh Allen's going to throw a pick. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Miami Dolphins version of Josh Allen in Tua Tagovailoa. And I can't say his name. I just all call him Tua. Yes, I know Tyreek dropped a touchdown pass. Yes, I know Howard can't finish a game and Eli Apple is out there getting burnt, and Duke Riley his ass. I know all of that. All of that said, it was 21-13. We're driving for a possible game time score, and I don't know whose idea, who's the asshole that decided that they were going to rush and hurry to play up to get one off before the 2-minute warning. There's no reason on the freaking face of the earth to do that. And then Tua just stares the guy down. Wilson's never open. He's never even close to open. And Tua just throws it anyway. Intercepted. 2 plays. It took Baltimore to burn apple again. And it's 28-13. And I know he led the drive back last week against the Cowboys. Of course, McDaniel called a lot of running plays on that drive as well. But consistently, not every time, but on a consistent basis, especially before the 2-minute warning, if Tua is under stress, you cannot count on him to make the right decision. He consistently makes stupid, momentum-crushing, boneheaded throws to the other team. And yes, I know the defense has suddenly turned to Swiss cheese. As soon as, Howard got burnt on one of the first plays of the game. We got lucky that the ball was dropped. And we knew. I still remember the day we got Eli Apple and Dudley Duron said, don't worry about it. He's never going to see the field. He's just a break in case of, emergency guy. And he's out there in this game because Howard can't finish a game because he's done. Howard is washed. I don't care if he never comes back. We can't count on him anyway. And because we have Howard, we don't have an adequate backup because all we got is Eli Apple. That needs to be fixed. It should have been fixed during the season. When's the last time Howard played 2 complete games in a row? Maybe he did. I don't know. So now we're 15 points down. Baltimore gets the ball to start the second half. We all know, we can beat this team. We can beat this team. There's been 1, 2, 4 plays. We're beating this team except for 4 plays. The Tyreek drop, the Tua interception, and the 2 times that we're getting burnt crisp deep because we don't have an adequate backup at cornerback. Damn it! I don't think they're going to be fixing to let us pull out the miracle win again, but if we don't stop them to start the second half, I don't know what the hell Fangio can do about that situation, but the injuries now are coming back to bite us in the ass. Baltimore is freaking beatable, man. We are beating ourselves on this field today. Damn it. That said, I hope I come back here and I'm jumping up and down and screaming and Tua is the hero. But somewhere in there, somewhere in that brain of his, there's a freaking short circuit. Stupid, stupid, stupid! Alright, so I just want to get this part of the recap out of the way. For Ravens fans, it's not even close. Obviously, you guys are the best team in the NFL. It's not close. It's not close. So, I've already gone through all of the emotions. I've already gone through all of the emotions. You saw the anger at halftime. And then we allow them to basically return to opening kickoff almost for a touchdown. Then they get a touchdown. And the only small sliver, minuscule moment of hope we had was when Sealer strips the ball out of the running back's hand and we get the ball back 2/3 of the way through the third quarter. And Tua immediately overthrows Tyreek, which, if he would have thrown it right to Tyreek, he would have thrown it to the Ravens defender that was right in front of Tyreek. 5 guys. 5 guys. 5 guys standing there around Tyreek, which I don't know if you're any good at math, but I'm pretty sure, fairly confident, really pretty sure that if you go back and watch that play, and I actually haven't, but if there's 5 guys around Tyreek, I would bet that somebody's open because there's 5 guys surrounding one. So somewhere on the field there has to be somebody open, but Tua. And then we get to we get to Bradley Chubb. Now let's put it this way: I'm disgusted that Chubb was out there. I'm disgusted that Tua was out there, and the Tua thing is not hindsight. You watch the stream. I should make a clip of it. I'm sitting there saying, why is Tua even on the field? I wanted Mike White on the field at that point. So that one wasn't even hindsight. And he just takes off into meaningless, and he slides, and now his arm's hurt. His throwing arm is hurt. But why is Bradley Chubb on the field when it's 49-19? Why is Bradley Chubb on the field when it's 49-19? Now, as disgusted as I am at that, as brutal, terrible, ridiculous, and horrible of a decision that was, doesn't matter. It was 49-19 and Chubb was on the field. So let's just look at the big picture there, Dolphin fans. If we beat Buffalo and then have to play Buffalo again the next week, which is the most likely scenario. So let's say we find a way to beat Buffalo 2 games in a row. Okay, all right. And then we win the next playoff game. And then we go to Baltimore for the AFC Championship game. It's 49-19 with Chubb on the field. So as bad as that sounds, why are we worried about losing Chubb when it's 49-19 with Chubb on the field? So while I posted a Twitter poll, and my question was, is leaving Chubb out on the field a fireable offense? And my options were yes and yes. While I agree that if I own the Dolphins, I might fire Mike McDaniel simply for 2 things. Number 1, for having Chubb out on the field, and for number 2, devising a system where Tua's going to take 2 steps and he is throwing the ball to wherever the hell he had in his head to throw the ball to at the beginning of the play 90% of the time. It doesn't matter if the wide receiver is uncovered or if there's now 5 guys. 5. And I've been saying it all year. I've been screaming, Tyreek has 2 guys. Tyreek has 3 guys around him. And Tua's still throwing the ball. The problem is sometimes it works. And I've been saying that eventually he's going to throw the ball with 4 or maybe even 5 guys around Tyreek. And he did it today. Just, come on. So, I don't care if you call me a hater. I'm over that whole thing where the pro Tua people say you don't know football and try to sell Tua. He is what he is. I believe he could maybe be even a little bit better if McDaniel's system wasn't so predicated on him being just a 1-read quarterback. Can he do 2 reads? Occasionally, I don't know. But what I know is that when we played good teams, their defenses have really not had a difficult time, for the most part, taking Tua away and forcing him into making stupid, idiotic, moronic, unforced errors. Forcing him to take unforced errors. I'm aware of the irony there. But if you're going to throw the ball into a guy that's got 5 guys around him, is that an unforced error, or is that the defense being smart? At what point would he throw it to somebody else? Because now we know he'll throw it with 5 guys. What about 6? So the entire Dolphin season just goes down in flames. And I know there's going to be somebody who says, it's not over, have faith, all of that. You haven't been a Dolphin fan long enough. If you could watch this game and still have a hope, you're at least under the age of 25. If you can watch this game and you have hope, you're definitely under the age of 25. You haven't been going through this for 50 years. Okay? So there's that. So I'm disgusted, I'm distraught, it just sucks that Chubb is probably done, right? And, it's the point of the season now where if that's a knee, is he even going to be ready to start next year? So, as disgusted as I am with that, it was 49-14. We were getting absolutely obliterated in every facet of the game with Chubb. And the AFC Championship game is going to be somebody going to Baltimore. And it probably don't matter if we have Chubb or or Baltimore's winning the Super Bowl. I mean, it's nice that we've made the playoffs. We have to beat Buffalo probably twice now. I think the only way we don't play Buffalo if we win is if Jacksonville loses to Tennessee. I think that's what I saw on Twitter. So most likely, if we beat Buffalo, we're playing them again. If we lose to Buffalo, we're going to be like at Kansas City or some shit like that. And so, as much as we had hope, this was a reality check. Baltimore just smoked the 49ers and Dolphins in back-to-back weeks. Like smoked. Like blown out of the stadium. So just give them the trophy now. Nobody is beating that team, right? They've got the quarterback in his prime doing the right thing. They've got all of the guys in the trenches, and they've got a good coach. And there's no other team. Dolphins aren't beating them. I don't think the Chiefs can't handle them. They would smoke the Bills. They already smoked the Niners. They ain't gonna beat the Cowboys. The Eagles just lost to the Cardinals. So really, as disappointed as I am in Tua and all of this stuff that went on, Baltimore's winning the Super Bowl. If Baltimore doesn't win the Super Bowl, it's a massive, all five massive shock, surprise. So I don't even know if they would not win the Super Bowl if something happened to Lamar. That's how good the team is. Maybe Lamar getting hurt would make a difference. I don't want him to get hurt. So we weren't beating them with Chubb. It sucks to lose Chubb because now what are we gonna do? I guess we'll re-sign JPP. I mean, that seems like if he didn't sign, I think he's still a free agent. I don't think he signed with anybody else. So that to me seems like what we'll end up with because I mean Chubb's done. Oh my God! But long term, what this does to me, this is my opinion, one man's opinion. I know that there's people that are going to say Tua is still the chosen one. Tua could be better, but as good as the connection works with Mike McDaniel when it works, there's too many times, like right before the 2-minute warning and throwing to Tyreek with 5 guys. There's too many times that happens for this team to genuinely win a Super Bowl with Tua at quarterback. The defense is good to very good, but not elite enough. The offensive line, there's nobody left because everybody's hurt. We don't have a real, we need a cornerback. We're not there yet, but it wouldn't matter if we were there yet because Buffalo the last couple of years has had a team I think that could have won or at least gone to the Super Bowl, but Allen consistently throws stupid interceptions. And Tua is a different kind of quarterback, but the result is the same. It's the same problem. Right? Every once in a while, Allen needs a good comeback. Every once in a while, Tua needs a good comeback. But you cannot count on them more than 30% of the time. At least 50% of the time, you can count on Allen or Tua when all the chips are on the table and they're under pressure to make a stupid decision. It's very much turning into the same situation. So, what else? There's nothing left to say. I don't know if McDaniel and Tua are the answers long term. I know about all the yards and the records and all of that. That doesn't matter if you're a Dolphin fan. Put it this way. If you're a Dolphin fan under the age of even 30 at this point, and you were looking at the records, the yardage and all of that as some sort of sign that Tua is the guy and we're going to win a Super Bowl with this combination, ask anybody over the age of 45 or 50 how it felt growing up with Marino and Shula. We had Marino and Shula, and we didn't win the Super Bowl. Just because McDaniel is good at what he does and Tua is good at what we had Marino and Shula, and we didn't win. We never got back. After the first time, we never even got back. Okay? So, you see what Baltimore has built. All right? You have to have the offensive line. You have to have a specific skill set in your quarterback. And Lamar Jackson is far away the best in the league right now. And unless something absurdly stupid happens, they're going to win the Super Bowl. And we, as much as it Yeah, we're in the playoffs. Yes, we're in the playoffs. We have a chance. Sure. Can we beat Buffalo next week? We can beat them. Can we beat them the second time in a row? I wouldn't put my money on it, but it could happen. It's possible. Okay. Then the next game, right? Then the next game is what? I mean, if we're the 2 seed, maybe we would host Kansas City. We might win that game. Might not. Okay. And then we're right back at Baltimore. Now, it was 49-19 with Chubb still on the field. I didn't see anything today that made me think that this team, I mean, we had hope in the beginning, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. It's possible if we somehow find a way to substitute Chubb that we could find ourselves in the AFC Championship game against the Ravens. I don't want to say that that's not possible. I'm not giving up complete hope, but the gap between where the Ravens are and Lamar especially and where the Dolphins and Tua are is so massive. The gap is so big, and you saw it out there today. I don't know if we would get smoked again, but there's a big gap there that I just don't know now with Chubb out and all of that. Oh, just so disappointing. So McDaniel's going to go out there, and everybody's going to ask him why Chubb is on the field. And, this is going to be the first real heat that McDaniel has an opportunity to take, right? Everything has kind of been, sunshine and rainbows because he came in last year. Hey, we made the playoffs. We almost beat Buffalo with a backup quarterback, right? This year, we've had the number 1 seed in our sights the whole season. The Tennessee one was bad, okay? But it didn't have the implications that this did. Today, this is the first day. I'm on Twitter, and I'm seeing all of the Dolphins reporters. The Dolphins reporters are saying, why is Chubb on the field? Why was Tua on the field? So those questions are getting asked, and Mike's not like a Belichick or somebody to give you, he's not going to dodge them. So I'm very interested to see what he has to say. But it is what it is. So at this point, the next game, next week, Buffalo, probably going to be Sunday night. Let's hope at least Tua's arm, because Mike White has looked like absolute ass. How bad can Skylar Thompson be that we keep throwing Mike White out there? He fumbled the first exchange between him and Brooks. Oh, God, that was... Merry New Year. Merry New Year. New Year, same Dolphins. Same. I mean, we're better, but it's the same. It's still the same. When the chips are down, there's always, whether it's Buffalo or Baltimore or Kansas City or the years it was the Patriots or the Steelers, there's always some other bigger, badder, stronger, smarter team to put us just in the category of not quite yet. And we never get over that hump. And we ain't been over that hump since 1972. Well, I mean, we made it to the Super Bowl with Marino, but then the 49ers just shellacked us, too. So, what? All right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Merry New Year, depending on if you're a Trading Places fan or not. And I hope Tua's arm is okay.